that sends the ball in that direction. So the player compensates, maybe by getting a little flying elbow here, to move the ball back in this direction. All of a sudden we have a vector working this way and one working this way to try to keep the ball straight. You're going to have to over-practice a lot to make that work. So, how do you get rid of that guide hand thumb flip? The best way I know is with a coin. Take a coin, place it between your thumb and finger. Now I can still pick the ball up, I can still guide the ball, but there's nothing to flip with. It's the simplest and best way I know to correct that guide hand thumb flip. I want my shooting fingers, my index, my 1 and 2 fingers, on the center of the ball. I've got it illustrated with the air hole. I don't want this hand on the side. If it's on the side, it will send the ball maybe off to the left. It's going to put some type of unnatural spin on the ball, and I'm wanting this type of perfect backspin. So this hand and these fingers need to be right down the center of the ball. Now, I don't want this hand, my guide hand, working against that hand. That's why I put it on the side. I want this ball, once my left hand, my guide hand, helps me pick it up and keep it straight. I just want the ball to be able to slide out of that hand. That's why when I see these kind of hand positions on the ball, anything other than that, I feel like this guide hand is working against this hand. They're fighting each other as they go up, and they shouldn't. This one should just help you pick the ball up and keep it straight. Now, if you're having trouble with your backspin, the way to fix it is to set the ball in one hand like a waiter holding his dish and shoot the ball with one hand. You're going to get proper backspin. Now, with lots of repetition, and you can do this laying on your back, standing up, against a backboard, against a wall, but with lots of repetition, you're going to get proper backspin. All that's left is to move that guide hand up there, keep it on the side, and don't let it interfere with that perfect backspin. When you shoot, there are two reasons you don't want to move your head. The first one is your eyes. Your eyes are your aiming devices. You don't want to move them once you've locked them onto your target. The second reason is true with any eye-hand coordination activity. It's true with hitting a golf ball, hitting a baseball, throwing a football. Any excess motion decreases accuracy. Now, there are two reasons why players develop this bad habit of moving their head when they're shooting. Let's take a look at both of them. One of the reasons that shooters move their head at the point of release is they block their vision with one of their arms. Now, this is what I want. I want to be able to see the goal right between my forearms. I want to frame it just like this. But perhaps their arm is blocking one of their eyes. Now they don't have good depth perception, and so they move their head so they can see the goal with both eyes. The other reason is maybe they're left-eyed. They aim with their left eye, and so they've brought the ball up over here, and they move their head in order to put this eye on the shot line. Again, some excessive motion with the head that we want to eliminate. One of the most common reasons for head movement at the point of release of the shot is the shooter's trying to get too much power from his arms. So there's this jerking motion, and it moves the head back, and you can usually spot that and use that to tell you that you've got a power problem somewhere, and you're trying to compensate with your arms, and it's making your head jerk. Proper arc on the ball. Are you shooting a rainmaker, too much arc? Are you shooting a flatliner, not enough arc? If you know you are and you want to correct it, how can you do that? It's real easy for someone else watching you to be able to tell you, but how can you as a player know that and change it? By looking at the tips of your finger at the end of the shot. Where is it? This is too low. This is too high. It's got to be somewhere above the top of the white square and below the top of the backboard, just depending on your height and how far you are from the goal.
Here, Greer's hands finish too low, so she doesn't get enough arc. But here, her hands finish slightly higher, so she gets proper arc and a make. Now compare the two. Notice in the second one how her hands finish just a bit higher, putting more arc on her shot.
The correct way to follow through on your shot is with both arms up, looking between the goalposts, keeping your body square, keeping your body from twisting. But oftentimes players will focus so much on the follow-through that they allow this guide hand to drop. And in doing so, it turns their body, it puts a torque on the shot and a twist. The way to correct this, of course, is to check your hands after the shot. Both of them need to be up. Just bring it up and see the goal between the goalposts. The shot chamber is between the chin and the waist, the elbows close to the body. A bad habit occurs when we get used to setting the ball out in front of us. What's the problem? Well, when you go up for the shot, the ball comes back before it goes to the goal. That's negative motion. You don't want negative motion in your shot. The correction for that is to bring the ball